Imagine, if you will, this press release coming out.
Behind me is an inlet of San Francisco Bay affectionately known as McCovey Cove, a name unofficially given to this section of bay in honor of the famed Giants first baseman. The cove will now be known as #Boatbound Bay. Boatbound is thrilled to have its name associated with one of the top boating and sporting destinations in the Bay Area. The official renaming of this historic local landmark will help to bring visibility and awareness to our maritime roots, strong local boating culture, and the many exciting facets of our home waterfront.
That press release, it actually happened.
Welcome to 25 years of history and trivia at Oracle Park.
Growing up in the 1980s and really getting to follow baseball, advertising just wasn't the same. Like, you had billboards at the park and they were around the scoreboard, but they weren't everywhere. You know what I mean?
In the 1980s and early 90s, Candlestick Park had a chain link fence for its outfield. But when the Peter McGowan led ownership came in 1993, they made several upgrades to Candlestick, including a new padded green wall, clean all the way across, except for two sections. Two dark blue sections that had the Gap logo on it.
Even teenage me thought those Gap ads were pretty clever. They were in the left center and right center field gaps. I mean, it was kind of clever and kind of funny. And I didn't know it at the time, but it also made sense because Gap, the company, was San Francisco based. Unfortunately, ballpark advertising since those days has gotten a little less, let's go with less subtle. These days, it seems like every bit of wall space is filled up with ads at Oracle Park. And sometimes, even when there's not even a wall at all.
There's been many advertisers in Oracle Park history, and some have had more notably bad histories than others. Let's talk about a few of my favorites. One of the original advertisers at the park was a newly formed internet-based company called Webvan. The online grocer that promised delivery had a big presence at Pacific Bell Park. It featured a huge ad painted on the right field wall and stickers on more than 30,000 cup holders across the park. But apparently the deal, which was for 3 years and in the low seven-figure range, did not do well for them. Webvan went bankrupt in the middle of 2001, forcing the Giants to have to figure out what to do with the ads and peel off all of those stickers.
I know it's been years since the Webvan logo's been up there, but I still kind of remember it every time I look at whatever new ad is over there.
Giants' then Senior Vice President Larry Baer said the team deliberately did not do many big deals with .coms because their future was so hazy. If we had everybody going out of business, it wouldn't look good. It's ironic since most seats now have stickers for another online delivery service, Uber Eats, but they still don't deliver to your seats. One of the team's biggest post-opening deals came in 2012 when the Giants made a sponsorship deal with Virgin America Airlines, branding an entire deck of their stadium, the club level, as the Virgin America Club Level. Virgin America was a branch of the international Virgin Atlantic Airlines, led by British business magnate Richard Branson, but it was based at San Francisco International Airport starting in 2007. The club level was visually rebranded with the airline's distinctive purple lighting, and the escalator to the level was enclosed and lit to create an airplane-like entry. They would later also brand the new suite in the right field corner, and one of their jets became Fly By Baby, a team-branded jet. Virgin America also offered one of the most popular giveaway days for the team, the BOGO, buy one, get one free flight tickets. Although the restrictions on the flights made credit card miles look unrestricted by comparison. Unfortunately, Virgin America did not last long. Alaska Airlines would acquire Virgin in late 2016, and after the 2017 season, Alaska Airlines made a deal with the Giants, essentially replacing Virgin America's branding, including the club level, the suite, the BOGO giveaway, and a brand new themed jet. Alaska Airlines branding was much more subtle than Virgin. The partnership with the now Seattle-based airline also did not seem as close. The 7-year partnership that began in 2018 expired after the 2024 season, and now the club level is back to being unbranded. There's no BOGO deal on the calendar, and even the escalator going up to the club level feels much more basic now. Speaking of changes in 2025, the Giants have a new controversial partner, and you just need to look up to see it. It was just a matter of time after the Giants turned the longtime mechanical clock on top of the scoreboard into an LED screen, but now during games the clock background is a round 76 logo, just like the famous gas stations. Why does 76 make my little list of infamous advertisers? Well, it's because of the team that they're most famously associated with. The 76 brand's former owner, Union Oil, helped finance Dodger Stadium's construction, and 76 has been a constant brand at Dodger Stadium ever since. And I mean, it's literally been a constant brand at Dodger Stadium, as 76 has a working gas station in the Dodger Stadium parking lot to help fans after games if they need gas or jump starts. The new 76 logo's perch above the Oracle Park scoreboard even evokes its most iconic placement above the Dodger Stadium hexagon-shaped scoreboards. The Instagram announcement by 76 had several replies from Dodger fans lamenting the brand's seeming betrayal by supporting their rivals. Even so, 76's parent company has been on the receiving end of protests outside Dodger Stadium recently for its contribution to climate change, as well as local criticism over the planned closure of a Southern California refinery. One person who runs an advocacy group, Duncan Meisel of Clean Creatives, has suggested that 76 started advertising in San Francisco to be closer to Sacramento. He said, quote, "If you're 76 and you're worried about decision makers in California, that's where you'd want to be, because lawmakers in Sacramento are less likely to attend a baseball game in Los Angeles than in nearby San Francisco."
Oracle Park is obviously overflowing with advertising. But did it ever overflow into McCovey Cove? Well, that press release I was talking about at the start, that press release was actually released. Luckily, it was a hoax.
Despite one company's attempt to build some local notoriety. In 2014, on October 24th, as the Giants prepared to host the Kansas City Royals for Game 3 of the World Series, Boatbound.co put out a press release announcing that they had acquired the naming rights to McCovey Cove, prompting an outpour of outrage. They even advertised a giveaway where adults across America would get $5 in Boatbound credits for every home run hit by the Giants during the home games of the World Series, and $15 for any splash hits. How generous.
There weren't any Giants home runs hit over those 3 games, so we never got to find out if Boatbound would actually pay up.
But the press release was all a hoax for press, in a .com stunt that exemplified the notion that any publicity is good publicity. The Giants immediately denounced the announcement, calling it completely disrespectful to one of the greatest Giants of all time. Boatbound even admitted later the same afternoon that it was all a hoax, and they wanted to admit it before it went too far. But the hoax remained a topic of discussion for a long time. Thankfully, people remembered the hoax, not the company. Boatbound would be bought out by their competitor Boat Setter just 3 years later.
Well, at least there's one place around the ballpark that we now know corporate advertising will never quite take hold. At least we hope. Thanks for watching. Come back next week. You know what to do to engage. I hope I'll talk to you soon.